Welcome, students, to yet another episode of the podcast of the Students' Union Studio. My name is Reka, and my guest here is Nóra, who is the Erasmus Plus coordinator at our university. It's a pleasure to have you here. Could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Nóra. I am the institutional Erasmus coordinator at the university. I am dealing with the program for 10 years, so I have a great experience about the program. I am dealing mainly with students' mobility, teachers' mobility, and staff mobilities, and I am dealing with incoming and outgoing students too.
That's awesome. I had no idea that there was mobility involved for educators as well. So, in that case, what is the main goal or mission of the Erasmus program?
The main goal for the Erasmus program is to give the opportunity for the students and for the staff to gain experience abroad. For example, get to know other cultural experience or other working tasks at the hospitals, and of course to make a friendship for a lifetime, for example.
Yeah, I was really thinking about doing the Erasmus program, but I unfortunately didn't know enough, so it's really great that we have you, of course. So in that case, the International Mobility Office, what can it do for the students and how can it assist them?
We mainly help for the students in case the administration. So the first step, if the students are thinking that maybe I would like to go abroad for a semester or do an internship abroad, they can visit us and ask what is their opportunity. And they ask that if we can give you any scholarship. And in this case, we can offer them the Erasmus Plus program. We show them how they can apply for it. There are different time for the registration, for the application for the study mobility, and the other application period for the traineeship mobility. What does it mean, the study mobility? Well, the study mobility means when the students are visit another university and study for a semester or for an academic year. The traineeship mobility is when the students visit a hospital, for example, for the 6-year rotation.
I see.
It's important if somebody do the traineeship abroad within the Erasmus program, they need to stay in one hospital minimum 60 days. It's important because the rotation is not exactly 60 days, so they need to do 2 or 3 rotations at the same hospital.
I see. So for students like me who are not exactly the best at getting information regarding this stuff, then you help us through every step of the way.
Yes, and after the application, we choose the students. There are a point system. It can be found in our website. The minimum point what they need to reach, the students need to reach is 100 points. It's mainly come from the average. So if somebody has got a good average and, for example, some language experience and any scientific educational activity, they can get the opportunity to the Erasmus Plus program.
International students, for example, there isn't a strict set-in method to verify their language knowledge because they, of course, come from various countries. How does it work for them, for example? Because in Hungary, you have the nyelvvizsga, the language exams. So how would that be applicable to us, for example?
For example, if somebody studies at the English language program and the English is not their mother tongue, in this case, they will get automatically the C1 level. And for the Hungarian language course, because they are studied for 5 semesters, they will receive the A2, so it's the elementary level. And for example, if they study at the high school, for example, German or Spanish or French, and if they can prove it to us that it's a B2 level, they can get the point for it too.
I understand. All right. And talking about Erasmus, we all know that there were recent questions about the whole situation. What happened and was it resolved? What can you tell us about that?
The main issue in this case that it's a temporary suspension for the financial part. But we have the financial support for the next academic year. These measures are mainly focused for the next academic year. Until that time, we have time, so we are hoping that this issue will be solved soon, so the students can go abroad in the future too with the help of the Erasmus program.
What would you say are some frequently asked questions you get regarding the program other than this? Where can we go? How long can we go? And stuff like that.
The most frequent question is, when will I get the money?
Oh,
actually. So there is of course, there is a long administration process until the students can receive the grant. It looks like that first they find a place where they would like to go. After that, they need to get the permission from the department that they can do their traineeship abroad. After that, they need to fill out the so-called training agreement document. It's an Erasmus-specific document. We need to check it. And after that, they need to send it to the receiving organization. They sign it. They send it back to us. And after that, we can arrange the grant agreement, which is contained the grant, the bank account number. After the grant agreement is signed, it takes 2 or 3 weeks to transfer the grant. It's approximately 1 or 1.5 months to receive the grant and start the traineeship. And it's very important that they need to sign the grant agreement before the mobility starts. It's not okay to sign the grant agreement after the mobility starts.
And what about students who go abroad and they complete courses that, of course, come with credits? How are they able to make sure that the credits that they got abroad will be recognized by their home university? So in our case, Semmelweis.
Yes, it's important that the students need to organize it by themselves, this recognition process. We can give them a certification that they will go abroad in this year, in this semester, and in this university. They can collect the curriculum from the website of the receiving organization. And with this curriculum, with our paper certification and their own request, they visit each department before the mobility starts. So, and they ask the recognition. It's important that they can ask a special condition in their own request. For example, I won't be able to do the exam abroad because, for example, there is no exam in that subject. So I can accomplish the practical part or the lecture part abroad, but I need to come home to do the exam. This is the one version. The other version, which is the best, when they can do the exam abroad and bring home the exam result and it will be recognized. It's important that everybody will know before the mobility start that they can recognize the subjects or not, so they can decide anytime if they would like, for example, withdraw from the Erasmus because they cannot get the recognition of all the subjects.
So essentially, you have to find if the other university is a match for the curriculum of your home university.
Yes.
And this is the student's task then? Yes,
and their responsibility that to search for the curriculum and check the subject, because of course I can search for the curriculum, but I am not a professional, so I don't know what exactly in it. In case of the traineeship program, when the students are doing their 6-year rotation abroad in a hospital, of course the hospital cannot offer any exam in the end of the traineeship. In this case, the students will come back home to the Semmelweis University and they will do the final exam, of course, here. It's possible that the students are doing abroad the rotation one after one, and after that they are coming home just once and do in another block schedule the exam, so in other exam week, for example. So the students can speak with the teachers, the responsible teachers who are dealing with the subject, that they won't do the final exam at their block schedule.
I see. So they can do all of this behind the scenes and organize, and it all figures out at the end.
Yes, the traineeship program is very flexible.
That's really good to hear, especially for international students, I mean.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for all of this information. It was delightful to have you here. I just want to say thank you to our listeners. Thank you for being here, and to check out our other socials if you have the time. That concludes our episode for today. See you next time.